Theatricality and deception. Powerful agents against the uninitiated. But we are initiated. Salute to the Men First movement. Before I get started, man, I'd like to give a couple of shout outs in here, man. Y'all know I have to stream from my Android because my service with my iPhone is with Verizon, and Verizon can be shitty sometimes. A shout out to the brothers in the building. God damn, y'all in here, ain't you? What's going on, brother Matt? Boy dog. What's going on, bro? Mike Larry, man, salute to you, my brother. Yeah, man. Random dude. What's going on? SJ motherfucking 3 in the building, man. What's happening with your brother? Third War Colombian. Yeah, man, I see y'all up in this thing, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through fucking with me this morning. I'm headed back to the lab, of course. And, you know, normally when I'm taking these long trips, man, I have a lot of time to think, a lot of time to reflect on things. And it's actually a lot of my classics have come when I was doing these truck videos. And I tell you guys all the time, man, you know, No knock on brothers that enjoy, driving luxury and foreign and all that bullshit. It's all good, man. I mean, I've had, Lexus, Mercedes, Infinity. I've drove all them things, but I've always had a truck. And I will always, my truck will be my weapon of choice. It's masculine, man. You know what I'm saying? And a truck actually pays for itself. It's a money maker. You ain't got to pay nobody else to move shit, pull shit, haul shit, none of that. And I'm always have me a truck, man. I'm actually gonna get me a new truck here, man, soon. I'm gonna keep this one. And I like black, so I'm always rock. My new truck gonna be black too. I'm a third generation Chevy man. My new truck probably gonna be a 2500 big boy diesel. But anyway, how y'all feeling today, man? I know that some of y'all getting ready to get prepared for this Saturday. Probably got a lot of things to do on your menu. As long as you ain't out there chasing pussy. Set you up something, make it happen, but don't go chasing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. First of all, I want to address one thing in particular before I get started on the topic for today. I want you guys to understand that. Make sure I'm looking at the chat, man. I'll make sure y'all can hear me pretty good. Look, man, it's okay to come to these spaces for information. It's okay to learn about the quote-unquote red pill. It's good to know about female nature. It's good to learn this shit and apply it as needed. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, man. Don't be letting these broads know what you know. Okay? A lot of these broads, I mean, they're not gonna tell you where they're getting their information from, who's influencing them, or any of that shit. And it's best that you do the same. You understand what I'm saying? Talk about anything, but don't bring this shit up to a female, especially if it's the potential of you dealing with them, intimately, because it's gonna be met with, a lot of backlash and hatred and vitriol. These brothers don't want to hear this shit, man. These women live in their own bubble, man. They create their own reality. Okay? And I implore you brothers to not talk about this shit. Let it be locker room talk. Share this information with other brothers. But don't be up this motherfucker letting these bras know about this shit. About what you know. Okay? Because it ain't gonna work. You wanna get up pussy dry, talk about this shit. And I tell you guys all the time, man, I love women. I hope that you brothers love women too. You don't hate a bird for flying. You don't hate a fish for swimming. You don't hate a dog for barking, although it may get on your fucking nerves. But you don't hate it. So you shouldn't hate women because of their nature. Now I get it, man. Some of you brothers may have been involved with a downright fucking strag from hell. And D. Flemings, man, I appreciate that cash out, my brother. Salute. And the thing is about it, you have to do what men have been doing since the beginning of time. As a man, you have to hold yourself accountable for putting yourself in that position to be dealing with that female. Now, you can hate the behavior that she displayed and the way that she treated you, but you shouldn't hate all women. You use this type of information that you have now and you apply it moving forward. That's just it, man. And you don't pedestalize and idolize and worship and chase women. That shit is unmanly. But I want to touch on one thing right quick in particular. I hate to digress for a minute, but I am. Over the past 6 weeks, you've been seeing an influx of new content creators, particularly talking about this quote-unquote gender war. You got an influx of content creators in male spaces talking about female nature. You got these other broads over here talking about, men and leveling up, securing the bag, and big influx of them. And then you have those who call themselves in between, but and it's women in these women's spaces. I seen one of them. I'm not gonna call this person's YouTube channel. I'm not gonna give them the attention that they seek. But this broad was sitting up that motherfucker going on a whole rant, about men in these spaces, one of these small bullshit channels. And this broad, she didn't show her face, but you can tell just by the way that she was talking that she was some worthless drag. She sounded just like a man over there talking, dude. I'm serious. Every word come out of her mouth, she was cursing. She sounded like one of these typical bulldagger hood rats. And of course, she's going to talk bad about men because men are her competition. She likes badge. You can tell by the way that she talks. So of course she's going to bash men, talk about men, and all this other bullshit. But it's crazy that you hate men, but yet you pattern yourself after men. You hate masculinity, but you pattern your behavior like a man. I tell you, that's why I talk about a lot of these women living in their own reality, because this shit come out about this white NFL player who beat the dog shit out of his black girlfriend. Salute, Brother Willie Beeman, man. I appreciate you for being a deep player, man. It's all love. Alex Jackson, man, salute to you as well, my brother. But I was going to talk about this shit. Spiritual Alpha, I see you in the building, my brother. So, this big shit about this white NFL player beating up on his black girlfriend. And I don't condone that shit. I don't champion that shit. I don't take any pleasure out of seeing this woman get the shit beat out of her. I don't know the circumstances behind what happened. We often see that it be a lot more to these stories than we know, but it's not for me to judge. But what I will say is these black women in these female spaces don't miss an opportunity to put all that shit on black men. And I've told you guys before, when these broads argue about black men aren't protecting black women, they're not talking about physically. They're simply talking about protection from correction, protection from criticism, being critiqued, nothing more. But they took this time to try to, bash black men and put it, say it's black men's fault and all this other bullshit. Man, listen, whatever. But I often say, just like the intro to all of my videos, in a lot of cases, in most cases, you get what you fucking deserve. But when we talk about domestic violence, they say black men do it too. Yes, because, contrary to popular belief, there's a lot more black couples than interracial couples. Okay? White men whoop up on white women's ass too. And, black men, they sometimes they put that hammer up on whoop up on their women. I mean, that shit is unmanly to me. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to the point where you got to get physical with a broad, then she's completely pulled you into an emotional space. Now, she put her hands on you. She put herself in a man's place, especially with some, hitting you, punching you, and shit. Hey, man, by all means, defend yourself. But like I said, white women have domestic violence cases against white men, or white men against white women, black men against black women. But I tell you where it is. A lot of it is what's going on. Mr. Z, hey, I appreciate that cash out, my brother. Salute to you as well. But I'm gonna tell you where domestic violence cases is at its highest. It's with same-sex lesbian black women. And we know that black women identify as lesbian or bisexual 3 times as more as any other race of women. And you have this straggle-daggle, bulldagger on YouTube bashing black men, but patterning her behavior like what she think is black masculinity. You can't make this stuff up, man. This is a testament to the delusion. It really is. And at the same token, we know that these women create their own reality. Although it's delusion, but to them, it's reality. This is why you have some of them. These bras now these days, man, any sort of relationship, productivity, a productive relationship, when you hold them accountable for their decisions when it comes to men, they'll try to rationalize it by saying they don't want to be married. They don't need a man. They don't want a man. Oh, hell, I can just be, I could just deal with men for a short period of time and get with another man and get with another man. And that's all well and good. If you choose to smut yourself out like that, oh, hey, look, more power to you, sister. Brother Kendrick, man, I appreciate the cash out, my brother. Salutes you as well. #men first. If you choose to smut yourself out like that, sister, by all means do so. But when your shit is wore out to hell and back, when you are contaminated and you can't have any sort of productive relationship with a man because you dealt with so many men and been smutted out, and the men that you really desire don't want you, don't come over here with your hatred for men. These are the women that you see in church on Sunday who have went from selling pussy to selling plates for the church. Every Sunday in that motherfucker asking. Hey, peaceful, man. Salute to you, my brother. I appreciate the cash out. #men first. They in Sunday on church praying to God, dancing, getting the Holy Ghost, asking God to send them a man. Either they're doing that or they're on YouTube bashing black men, blaming black men for all their problems. The men that they desire don't want them. And they will say, I can still get a man. Yes, you will get a man that will get in between your thighs. No doubt about it. These simps, they don't mind goddamn falling for that fat ass and that wet badge. But at the end of the day, the man that you desire, he doesn't want you. You'll get a marriage proposal for a man that you don't desire, that you will settle for. And you still will desire the type of man that you really want. And if a man that you desire shows you any sort of interest, you're going to fuck over that man that you're settling for. It happens all the time. I tell you a lot of times, brother, salute to you, my brother David, man. Appreciate that sponsorship, my brother. Salute to you, man. #men first. Yeah, man. So what will happen is just like what happened to one of my partners, man. Y'all already know. I tell you stories from experiences, man, and shit that I've seen. These women bring a lot of these baggage from so many men into these new relationships. Okay? Most of them. This is where, because I tell you all the time, women are receivers. So all these different entities that enter their body, all these different penises and different personalities and spirits that they've garnered throughout the years, all these failed relationships, it damaged them psychologically because they think and act and behave with their emotions. And they're emotionally contaminated. They're compromised. And so they bring a lot of all that old baggage, man. And so it was this one brother, man. He was in the bike club. He rode motorcycles and shit. And so he got into this relationship with this broad, man. This broad was over the age of 35, had a couple of kids. had been in had just got out of a long-term relationship. I think she may have been single, 7 or 8 months. But anyway, when he got with her, he allowed this broad, because of her past trauma, to dictate the terms of the relationship. She told him that in order for him to be with her, for them to be in a relationship, he had to get out of that bike club. He couldn't ride motorcycles. And the reason that she didn't want him to be in the bike club and ride motorcycles is because her last relationship, the guy was in a bike club and he rode motorcycles. And guess what? He was cheating on her, cheating on her the whole time. So she had that trauma from, from that past relationship and the experience of dealing with a man that rode motorcycles. Now here's the kicker. She met him while he was riding his motorcycle. They got involved. She gave him her number when he was out riding his bike. So it's safe to say that is what attracted her to him. That's what built the attraction. And then he allowed her to dictate those terms. This fool sold his goddamn bike, man. Nice ass bike, lowered stretch, man, badass bike, dude. I ain't even gonna lie. Motherfucker had the helmet with like the bristles on the top like a mohawk. Badass bike. Helmet matched his bike. That bitch was nasty, man. He sold his fucking bike, man, for like 10 grand. Peanuts for what the bike was worth, just to get rid of it, to prove his worthiness to her. I did this for you. Within 3 months, she had to cut his ass off. She went back to her, the guy she was in a long-term relationship, who rode motorcycles. You can't make this shit up. This is what happens when you start to conform yourself to what she says she wants. These women will tell you all day what their perception of a good man is, and it'll always be something that benefits her. I want a man that's this. I want a man that's that. A man got to be this. This is what a good man does. But her sexual past will prove, her sexual history will prove she's never dealt with a man like that. Ever. I want a man over 6 foot, but your baby daddy is 5'6". I want a man with a six-pack, but he's 5'6" with a beer belly. I want a man that makes over 6 figures. Your man it was a club promoter. Your baby daddy. You understand what I'm saying? The more men that they deal with, the more damaged they become, the more delusional they become, the more unrealistic their expectations are. And the thing is about it, they're deteriorating slowly. After 28, 30 years old, it's all declining from there. In a lot of instances, it's a steep decline, man. When these bras been smutting themselves out on the carousel, man, it damages them. It ages a lot of them terribly, man. I tell you all the time, man. A lot of this stuff, man, the things that you have to look for. That's why I tell you, don't be falling for these fat asses, man, and these motherfuckers got ass poking out, making that ass look nice and firm. They got these little things they can put on, make that ass sit up right. You think she got a flat stomach? She got on a fucking girdle. You looking at the sundress. You falling for this shit. You pull it up, ain't nothing, man, shit falling everywhere, like hamburger meat everywhere, ground beef. And you falling for that. They've aged terribly. Because, most of them are lazy. And let me get this straight, man. I want to say, I'm not talking about all. I'm not. But the vast majority of them, it's terrible. And I simply tell you guys, don't be investing into these bad deals, man. You know what I'm saying? If a woman doesn't take care of herself, she can never care for you. She don't take care of herself, that means it's a clear sign that she doesn't really care for herself. Now, in some cases, you can come in, if you're in your masculine form, in your masculine frame, and your standard is, look, this is my program. This is what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to abide by these rules, follow my leadership, or I'm not gonna deal with you. Some of them may, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna eat healthy, because my man requires that of me. A lot of these women haven't had strong leadership. They haven't had a father figure. This is why a lot of them don't really know what true masculinity is. This is why when you tell them the truth, they think you're bashing them. I told you before, they live in their own reality. When you start telling these post-wall strags that look, you don't qualify. You only qualify from what your history has proven that you deal with, especially when you were in your prime. Yes, you're still beautiful, but the man that you desire is not going to deal with you because you bring in the baggage. You got kids, you're aging. Why would a man that's 40 years old, has worked and increased his value, he's found his purpose, he has his vision, he's carrying himself with a purpose, he's moving with a purpose, he has his pick of the litter. Why would he sign up for a deal with a woman that can't contribute anything? Maybe a bunch of student loan debt. I told y'all about them college degrees and shit too. That shit, the market dictates women value, not themselves. So they can sit up there and tell you, yeah, I have a degree, I know my worth, I've been through a lot of terrible relationships, but I know what I deserve, and God's gonna send me a man to this and that, and I'm gonna get that man that I desire. No, you're not. The market has spoken. The market rejects what you're saying. Sure, you'll get a man to smash you. You'll get a man that's just gonna take your ass to the stabbing cabin. Sure. But you're not gonna get a commitment from that man. And the thing is about it, once you do settle, that hypergamous nature is gonna kick in. You're gonna have a man that loves you to death, that's crazy about you, that you don't desire sexually. She's still going to be looking for another man. She's going to be looking for an upgrade, or what she considers the man that she desires. Many of these women ruin a lot of relationships monkey branching and listening to their single friends who has never had a productive relationship with a man. Hey, man, we got 171 in the building. I appreciate y'all coming through. Salute to you, man. Give it a thumbs up, please. I appreciate you. These women be fucking relationships up all the time, man, because they're always looking for the better deal. I done told you about that grass is greener shit. It happens all the time, man. And many of you guys that are in relationships, don't believe it or not, your woman is looking for the better deal right now. D. Flemings, I appreciate that cash out, my brother. Salute. Hashtag men first. Yeah, man. A lot of y'all don't even recognize the warning signs. You out there, this woman, she still enjoys girls' trips and girls' night out. She's on social media, posting herself all the damn time, taking these side viewed photos and shit with her ass sticking out. What do you think she's doing? She's spending bukus of money getting her hair done, nails done, buying new outfits to go out with her friends on the weekends. What do you think she's doing? Oh, we just going for a good time. Oh, so being with your man ain't a good time. I just need some space. Yeah, you know what she needs some space for? She is recruiting. She's fishing. And a lot of men don't even see this shit. A lot of you brothers don't even recognize the subtle signs, the little subtle acts of disrespect. Many of you, spiritual alpha, man, I appreciate that cash out, my brother. Hashtag men first. Salute. You know, many of these guys don't realize what's going on right before their eyes until it's too late. That's because she's been settling for you. Alex Jackson, man, y'all, I appreciate that, man. Brother Christopher, I appreciate you as well, man. I appreciate that cash app. Brother Christopher, I appreciate that sponsorship, man. Hashtag men first, bro. Real talk, dude. Y'all showing love today, man, and I appreciate that. But yeah, man, you don't see the little subtle signs. A lot of y'all, man, your woman is entertaining her work husband right now. Oh yeah, she has a work husband. And these corporate jobs and shit, man, these guys walking around with these suits and shit on, man. You know, these corporations, which you helped her get a degree in. A lot of y'all paying for your headache. You invested in that headache. I'm gonna touch on that in a minute, but I'm telling you, you know, that work husband, that emotional dumpster that she's working with, the one she's talking, telling you all the bad, you know, telling all the bad shit about the relationship. You may be doing everything you think that is perfect in the relationship. You think you are, but in reality, you're doing a lot of little shit that she finds completely unattractive. She's losing more and more respect for you. Brother Chester, man, I appreciate that cash out, man. Salute. Hashtag men first. Yeah, man. You're doing a lot of shit that she doesn't like. You're being too needy, too clingy. You don't even have your soul, your every fiber of your being is geared toward her happiness. You're putting on a pedestal. You elevating her, and meanwhile her respect level is plummeting. So that work husband is not, oh shit, I almost seen a wreck right there in front of her. Her respect level is diminishing. And so now she's looking to monkey branches. She's coming to that work husband, telling him every goddamn thing. And he's entertaining it. And he might be taking her ass to the stabbing cabin at this point, depending on how long it's been going on. And you may have got home one day, she's got home, you've cooked a dinner for her. You know, the grants, bath waters, got some rose petals, you know, all this shit, candles and shit lit. And she come in, she says, oh, that's so sweet, baby. Oh, this is so beautiful. I can't believe you did this. I'm just not feeling too well today. I figured we could watch our favorite. I just want to get some sleep. Yeah. And deep inside, she's fuming. She really want to go in on your ass, but she can't, because that work husband just dumped her ass. He pumped and dumped her. She found out that, you know, he got plenty of women. He had a lot of options. He just smashed on her and discarded her ass. I told you guys, man, a lot of these women, man, they glorify being side pieces. Most men that are on their purpose, that's handling their business, taking care of themselves spiritually, physically, mentally, and financially, they pick up the litter. That's a small fraction. That's why I implore you guys to continue to work on yourself. But these women, they don't mind being side pieces to the men that they desire. They don't mind being in the long line of women that desire a man that she's sexually attracted to. And many men struggle with women because they can't grasp this concept. A lot of men think these women are sitting around knitting sweaters and reading their Bible and on Instagram and shit. Man, these women are fucking. Most of them multiple men. The man that they desire get it when he won't. The man that's paying her goddamn rent every month, she ration that pussy out to him. The motherfucker that's taking on dinner dates and shit, she rationing that pussy out to him. Most of the time, it's going to at least be 3. Sometimes 4. I'm just telling you the truth, man. A lot of y'all don't want to believe that. A lot of y'all in a relationship with a woman that's fucking 2 other men right now. A lot of you guys don't understand the deep desires of these broads, man. Most of them crave having 2 men, in a lot of cases at the same time. I know it kind of, you like, what he don't know what the fuck he talking about. Oh yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I do. But they crave that shit. Most of these straggle daggles that's out this motherfucker. Women that say they know their worth, know their value, but they only think that their value is attached to a degree or some money. And figure they can have their pick of the litter. These women have the worst attitudes, but I'm gonna tell you something. These are supposed to be quote unquote alpha females, these divas. These motherfuckers, man, deep down, these motherfuckers are fucking sexual deviants. I'm telling you, they will suck a goddamn baseball through a water hose. All in the ass. Yeah. Telling you. I'm telling you. But yeah, back to what I was going to touch on just a minute ago. Shit. I almost lost my train of thought there. Damn, traffic kind of heavy. About this value system, about doing everything that you can for these bras. I'm gonna tell you something. Some of these women, you know, do want to be wives. Some of these women learn their lessons later on in life, but this is after a bunch of failed relationships. Contrary to popular belief, man, a lot of these women do desire to be wives, but most of them, for once they start having that desire, it's too late. And too far gone. These are the women who settle for these men. And you can tell he's a beta. He's a cuck. Because he coming that bitch opening his wallet up right off the bat. And she bragging to her friends about she got her another sucker. Girl, I got me this fool right here. And they'll set up this bitch all happy. These motherfuckers up here with the Kool-Aid smile. You know, taking photos and shit, and she's leaning away from them. She's not very engaging. I tell you that body language tells you everything. That is the epitome of a downgraded relationship. A lot of you brothers be downgrading too. You'll deal with a damaged woman simply out of loneliness, out of scarcity. And guess what? She ended up breaking your fucking heart. She was using you as a placeholder the whole time out of desperation. And in the meanwhile, I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of y'all don't be picking up on these subtle signs either. Notice her behavior around her sister. Notice her behavior around her best friends. How she switch up on you. She talks completely different. You know why? Because she talks completely different around them. And they know her deep secrets. You don't. She been telling them all kind of shit about you. Behind your back. And you never even realized it. She talked differently around certain people. But she behaves differently around certain people because she talks differently around certain people. And many of you guys still don't get it. You still don't pay attention to these subtle signs that she's losing respect for you. What exactly is she giving you other than sex? You have to ask yourself these things. Does she do little subtle gestures to show her appreciation for you? You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't have to let a woman dress you. But if a woman is interested in you enough, she's going to find out exactly the type of things you like. And she's going to try to accommodate those things. Well, I was out shopping, baby, and I seen the sweater. And I figured, you know, I just wanted to do, you know, buy this for you, you know. I saw this, you know, at the store today. I figured you'd like it, and she bought it. Little subtle gestures that you know. Well, I'm cooking tonight, you know, if you want to come over. Don't eat no motherfucking spaghetti now. Don't eat the spaghetti. But, you know, what is she doing to show that she's very interested in you? Because most of the time you guys will deal with these bras and she ain't doing shit but giving you some of that old washed up cooch. Some of that pussy you can't even find the click because she's so worn out. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious, dog. What is she contributing to your program? I have to decline you, buddy. is she contributing? Seriously. In most cases, they don't contribute anything other than that cooch. That's because that's a clear-cut sign that she's not very interested in you. You're not the man that she desires. You're a placeholder. And you will be a fool to sit up there and start investing everything into this broad. You know what I'm saying? You invest in everything into her. Meanwhile, she's looking to monkey branch away from you. Unfortunately, so many men don't know about this type of information. A lot of these brothers shun this type of shit. It's crazy that I'm seeing in these spaces. I told you about the big influx of YouTubers and shit that's coming in now. You got the next influx of panderers. I seen one guy, man, not long ago. He was going through relationship troubles and he was talking about women ain't shit, women ain't this, women ain't that, blah, blah, blah. And now he's a bona fide panderer. He's on these, I'm talking about, dog, I'm talking about he caping hard for these broads. And I'm like, goddamn, man, you let a woman break you so much that now you've become a pander bear. That woman sucked the masculinity clean out of you. I don't hate women, but I believe in holding women accountable. Are there decent women out there? Absolutely. But I'm saying the women that you deal with is a reflection of your masculinity. If you don't have a vision, if you don't live your life according to the Most High, moving with a purpose, working on yourself continuously, because there's always room for improvement. If you're not doing those things, man, you shouldn't be dealing with no motherfucking broads, man. Because I tell you what, there's always a man that is doing those things. She's going to desire that type of man. It's all a reflection of who you are, gentlemen. Your standards, your boundaries, those are all a reflection of your masculinity, dude. Triple masterpiece, man. Salute. What you think of, bro, to get beat down? What you did by that guy? Yeah, I just was talking about that. I don't condone that type of behavior. I don't wish, because of her preference. Hey, man, more power to her. But these women to deal with these, because it's all about the bag. If that white dude was working at goddamn Foot Locker, she wouldn't been with him. And I don't condone anybody getting, the domestic violence and none of that bullshit. But I say, you get what you fucking deserve. You chasing the bag and the bag beat your ass. Divest. You hear these people talking divest. You motherfuckers, these bros been divesting since slavery. And the truth of the matter is, numbers don't lie. They're the least desired. They are. Mainly because of their attitude. And in most cultures, and a lot of these cultures, man, these motherfuckers, these men don't play that shit. But black men have been, been putting themselves in a submissive position to these women. This is why these women talk to a lot of these brothers like they do. And you take that shit over there to white Zad, and white Zad gonna bash your fucking head in. You come in that bitch, while being all aggressive and trying to be masculine and shit. And these men ain't playing that shit. But like I said, in a lot of these women, male bashing places, channels on YouTube, where these women, what's going on, China? Salute to you. You go into these spaces, they have to find a way to make it the black man's fault. I want to say something about China too, man. China been doing this female empowerment shit long before any of these other female content creators. And she always was going in on their ass. That's crazy when you talk about these other female content creators that come over here and regurgitate male content. They need to get a lot of promotion. They get a lot of endorsements. I'm telling you something, man. Y'all got to be careful about this shit. Granted, I'm all about the message. If the message is for male empowerment and waking brothers up to this gynocentric cesspool, I'm all for it. Over here, I just don't hate women. I don't hate anybody. I believe accountability needs to be held on both sides, and men need to up their fucking standards. Definitely. You don't have to let these women know that you know that they're hypergamous. You don't have to let them know that they're always seeking a better deal. You don't have to bring up statistics on how women goddamn, or, to them anyway. You can talk about it in these spaces. This is what these spaces are for. You can't, but don't tell them that the first to carry and the last to marry. Don't tell them that they're 3 times more likely to identify as bisexual and lesbian more than any other race. Don't tell them they lead in single motherhood. Don't tell them that they lead in multiple children by multiple men. Don't tell them any of that shit. Don't tell them about their sexual history matters. Don't tell them any of that shit. Deal with them from a position of power. That's it. Because once you start bringing up statistics and numbers and shit, man, you might as well get ready for that fucking Dolman picture, that aggressive behavior to come out. You want to make that pussy dry? Bring up that shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to lie to them. Just stay in your masculine frame and deal with them accordingly. Yeah, that broad, she had it coming the whole time and she didn't even know. But you see a lot of that shit, man. I told you how they've been doing for that for Zaddy for a long time. I've been telling y'all that. You need to go back and check out some of my old other videos where I talked about this shit. I dissected it. And it shouldn't surprise you. Go ahead and divest. Don't let the door hit you. You've been doing it for decades, for millennia. Contrary to popular belief, black men don't even care about what what your preference is, or you dating out. Okay? Because as men, we care more about you being feminine and cooperative. We bring up submissive, you're going that aggressive is going to come out. But you submitting to Zaddy in that workplace every day. Speaking with the King's English, proper vernacular and all. Speaking real proper like. Yes, Billy, you're so silly, Billy. Soon as you say, baby, you gonna cook something tonight? I ain't cooking shit. Fuck you. My feet hurt. Baby, it's my birthday. I was wondering if I could maybe get some head. Get some head? You better suck your own dick, motherfucker. I ain't sucking your dick. What? You don't get the fuck out of here. Your birthday? Shit. Hell, you get the aggressive. Tyrone getting the head, you getting the headaches. Suck your own dick, Henry. Motherfucker. Yes, Billy. I'll print out those. I'll print out those reports. You need me to do anything else? You want some coffee? Let's have coffee. Let's do lunch. Yeah, motherfucker. I'm telling you. You want to know how? You want to know? Do you want to know how a motherfucker really behave? Put them who they really are. Put them around some white folks. Let them talk around. See how they talk around white folks. See how your old lady act behind around Bob. I'm serious, man. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Came through, man. I'm gonna leave this one up. I asked that you brothers join the Patreon too, man, because of a lot of the live streams that I'll be doing on the Men First Instagram page. I'm gonna be shooting them straight to Patreon. You'll be able to catch them over there. A lot of the streams that YouTube won't allow over here, I gotta shoot them over to the Patreon, man. So I asked you brothers. I don't upload them motherfuckers every day. You might get some on Patreon once a week. But you will get content over there. The shit that's too raw for TV. That's what's gonna be over there. I have to be careful of the things that I say right now. Brothers, up, I just want to tell you, man, elevate your standards, man. Just sitting in this parking lot, I'm at the outlet. I'm about to go in the polo store. But just seeing, you know, the standards that brothers have, man, you gotta want better for yourself, dude. Require more than just a fat ass and a wet badge. You know what I'm saying? And not no degree. Those degrees, we know that shit, that shit ain't even worth the paper that it's printed on. A lot of the times when they bring up that degree shit, man, it comes with a bunch of student loan debt and a terrible attitude because she figured because that degree, she thinks she's better than you. Don't allow it. Can't coach them, can't deal with them, can't do it. Anyway, brothers, y'all like, subscribe, share the videos, and remember, theatricality and deception are powerful agents against the uninitiated, but we are the initiated. Hashtag men first. Y'all go follow the YouTube, follow the IG page, man. Jump on the Patreon, likes, comment, subscribe. I'll let y'all live, man. Peace. I'm out of here.